Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, September 28th, 2010, and I am Naris. Got a one versus one for you today. This is on Xel'Naga Caverns, and you can see we have MioWeRRa spawning as the Terran down in the bottom left, and then we have RenieHour, I think that's how you pronounce it, spawning as Protoss in the top right. So it's going to be kind of a quick video, nothing too fancy for you today. Like I said, my schedule this week, really crazy. So I'm going to try to do as much casting as I can, but I'm not going to guarantee that I'll be able to get a game in every day for you. However, moving forward, I am looking to maybe do one top tier game a day, and then one lower tier game a day. Kind of a tutorial video. So that's going to be my plan moving forward. And as far as the plans for these players, you can already see that we have a supply depot going down for MioWeRRa. And the SCV's kind of hanging out here. Might see gas, might see a barracks. Looks like we're going to see a gas. So we definitely have a refinery before a barracks going down. In the Protoss base, you can see we got a gateway going down. Pretty standard build so far. Looks like it was about built at about 12 or so. And we have a gas going down as well. Probably we're just going to stare at it. There he goes. So now we have the barracks going down. So we're definitely going to see some sort of teching being done by MioWeRRa. It might be an early factory. It might just be an early Marauder push. It's hard to say. Maybe Reapers. I don't know. We're going to see as these players are going to scout each other. We do have one probe headed down to the Terran base. We also have another probe headed in a different direction. So we'll have to see where that goes, as this SCV fortunately has scouted that there was a second probe heading out here. So this probe is going to come up, and I want to point out that you can see that the barracks just finished, and the probe hasn't seen that the gas was already up before the barracks. So the probe really isn't going to think that there's anything weird going on here, because he's just seen what would, at this point in the game, be a normal Terran base. So now you can see that a factory has gone down, so we are indeed going to see some sort of tech as this Marine is going to chase this probe around. And meanwhile, we do have a cybernetics core just finished warping in up here at the Protoss base, as well as a proxy pylon, which I'm not sure if this was meant for hidden tech, or maybe just an offensive position, or maybe just to keep an eye on this part of the map. But whatever the case is, MioWeRRa definitely found it, and so he is attacking it with his SCV until presumably this Marine gets up here to finish it off. So you can see that the factory is just about done building, and yeah, so we do have warp gate technology being researched, about a quarter of the way done or so, as well as a Stalker being chrono boost up. He's probably going to want to get that Stalker as fast as possible because he saw the factory. He's got the Zealot down there, and he's probably thinking, uh-oh, I'm going to have some sort of Hellion attack in the base very soon. You can see the Stalker just completed. So at this point, the Protoss is in a pretty good position to kind of push away any sort of early Hellion push or whatnot, or even with Reapers. But we're not really looking to see Reapers, as there is not a tech lab add-on on the barracks. There is, however, a bunker going to be sitting in a pretty good position on the ramp. So now we do have a tech lab going down for the factory, and you can see there is a Hellion getting ready to come in here and get some pretty good shot on the probes. Another pretty good shot. Let's actually watch the probe health, see how many he gets in one shot. He is actually hitting quite a few of them. This is going to be beautiful. Yeah, I think that got, well, didn't think that got as many as I thought it would, but he's still getting some really good shots in. As you can see, he's taking out a considerable quantity of his probes. I think he only has a few left now. You can see that he's running on, he's running around 5-6 probes that he's going to have to put back on minerals. One of which I believe he took off of gas. So the Zealot is going to come in here. Probes are actually going to corner the Hellion to end its reign of fiery terror in the Protoss base. Meanwhile, we do have a robotics facility warping out right now. Presumably we're going to see an observer or maybe an immortal. Since the rally point is all the way down here, I'm guessing it's going to be probably an observer that we see first coming out of that. But because of the way the economy for Protoss, the shape he's in, he might just delay it altogether. You can also see down here we've got a hidden starport, so definitely going to see a Banshee attack in the very near future. You can see it's already rallied up to the base, and the Protoss really isn't that well equipped to handle it. He's got 2 Stalkers, so he can drive it off, but the Banshee, especially if he gets more than one, he's going to be able to really give the runaround to Renie, and you can see this observer is heading down to the base now. And of course, he's not saving it in his own base because he doesn't have a clue that Banshees are coming. He has not scouted this area of the map yet. So you can see this Banshee is about to go in. Probably going to see it go for the mineral line here as it does go to the back of the base. You can see, given the attack command right now, there is 1 probe dead. Looks like we're going to see a second one, maybe a third, as he is kind of skating along, attacking and moving. So we did get 4 probes total before the Stalkers were able to drive it off. However, the Banshee still has half of its health, so it still is kind of a force to be reckoned with here. And taking a look down here, you can also see that he does have a Raven coming, so we might see a point defense drone play here, maybe a push in the next couple minutes. As you can see, there are 2 barracks, 3 barracks going down, as well as a command center. So we're going to see an expansion that'll help MioWeRRa support, the production from these new buildings that he is making. As the Raven does move out from the hidden tech area, looks like he's going to set up a point defense or a little auto attack turret, and then fly off. And presumably this is good for a couple things. Number 1, try to kill the sentry. Number 2, more importantly, pull the Stalkers away from the mineral line, allowing this Banshee to get another 2 kills for probes before it has to retreat again. And you can see it's still got 40 health, so it did take a couple hits, but I mean, really, from MioWeRRa, it was worth it, because he didn't lose the Banshee and he was still able to take out that extra probe. So you can see that the Terran forces are growing just a little bit. That we do have Weapons 1 on the way, as well as you can see that add-ons are being included with the barracks here. And another bunker going down, just kind of macroing up a little bit, taking this time to build up his forces. We're probably going to see a push in the very near future here. And it's important for MioWeRRa to not let Renie get his economy going again. So he really has set himself up to be in a great position. He's seriously delayed Renie. I mean, at this point, Renie is really going to have to pull something out. Just a great surprise, and I don't know if he's going to really have the economy to do it. You can take a look at the income, and it's just abysmal. You can see Renie is running off of barely 400 minerals income per minute, and obviously just 1 gas. As you earlier, he actually had to pull probes off of the gas to get back on the minerals. He was just hurting for money that badly. So nothing really coming out of this starport at this point. I think it's more than done its job. As you can see, SCV is running back to the base here. We do have kind of a nice little miniature wall to prevent any run-bys from this bunker, but SCV is going transferred here. Like I said, both players just kind of macroing up. You can see there's a considerable quantity of barracks here. Going to see a lot of infantry. We do have the stim pack upgrade being researched. A couple Marauders. However, for the Protoss, we are going to see what looks like possibly a drop of some sort. I'm not really sure what he's thinking at this point, as he really is not in the best position to be on the offensive, but he's going to have to do something to cause MioWeRRa to really be on the defensive long enough for Renie to, basically just build up and get caught up back in the game, because at this point, he is not in a good position. He is just now getting enough probes on his mineral line to really kind of match up with what MioWeRRa would have on one base. But you've got to remember, down here, the Terran, he's got this full area saturated, and you can see that I just completely missed a base. I'm actually going to back up just a second here, and we're going to watch that again. So I do apologize. I'm actually casting this right before I go to work, so we can see now that there is a Marauder Marine Force moving out with a very well placed point defense drone, which is going to zap all the Stalker shots. You can see that it's laid out perfectly, just far enough away so that way the Stalkers can't do anything to it, the sentries can't attack it, and it can still provide protection for the infantry and tank force, which is moving up now with the stim pack ability having been used and the medevac healing it up. That was the okay, that's GG. I'm not really going to go anymore. But like I said, that was just a quick little game. You can see how really getting set back by that one Banshee just trashed Renie's economy for the rest of the game. So anyways, like I said, my plan for after this week is I'm going to try to have 1 top tier game and 1 tutorial game per day. I may not always be able to adhere to that. I may have more than one day. I may have less than 1 per the other day. But that's the plan, so that way you guys know what's going on. But like I said, this is the first week back to classes for me and first week back to work. So it's going to be kind of crazy, and I just wanted to get this game out before you guys, before I headed off to work. So I hope you have a great day, and I will see you guys later.